Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you are all having an incredible day to start things off. The New York Stock Exchange ARCA has formally applied to the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, for a rule change that would allow it to list shares in a proposed Bitcoin investment trust. Here's where it gets interesting. The United States Bitcoin and Treasury Investment Trust, managed by Wilshire Phoenix Funds, would invest exclusively in Bitcoin and short-term U.S. Treasury securities, according to a filing made by the exchange late Monday. Once again, the New York Stock Exchange is trying to get the SEC to allow them to list a Bitcoin Treasury Investment Trust that is going to they're going to be investing in U.S. Treasury securities and Bitcoin. Once again, the New York Stock Exchange is trying to invest exclusively in Bitcoin. Coinbase's custody arm would act as the custodian for the investment Bitcoin trust. The filing has stated, working through Coinbase, the trust has obtained up to $200 million of insurance coverage against theft from its hot and cold wallets from a syndicate of industry-leading insurers that are highly rated by AM Best. This investment vehicle is a separate effort from the Bitcoin Exchange Traded Fund that the New York Stock Exchange ARCA and Bitwise are seeking SEC approval of. Wilshire filed a prospectus for the vehicle in January, but Monday's filing formally kicks off the regulatory approval process. The SEC now has 45 days to approve, reject, or delay the proposed rule change, and up to 90 days to make a final decision, according to the filing. Monday saw the SEC delay a decision on a proposed ETF, kicking forward a final determination on that proposed product to as late as October. Working backwards, there was no chance, and you'll see why in a couple of seconds, there was no chance that the SEC was going to allow a Bitcoin ETF. I'm fairly certain that they're not going to for a very long time, and like I said, we'll get to that. So anyone who had their hopes up that the market was going to skyrocket or that we were going to have a Bitcoin ETF, that should be the farthest thing from your mind right now. What's important is that, once again, I mean, to be fair, and I'll say the truth, I'm pretty sure people at least listening to or watching this channel maybe understand the huge implications of things that are happening and exactly where the cryptocurrency space is going to go. This is not the first time that we have heard that a major financial entity is looking to get exclusively into Bitcoin. We have countries who are looking to issue bonds on Bitcoin. It is very clear that Bitcoin is going to be around for a very long time, especially when proposals and stuff like this are actually coming out. Here's the actual proposal right here. You can find all of this online, and then kind of goes through all, I mean, I don't really have to read it out to you, but it has everything that they are trying to do. It's actually, wow, it's actually pretty long, 84 pages. My goodness. Maybe this is why it takes the SEC so long to kind of get anything done. Anyway, yeah, let's see if this actually ends up going through. Let's see, because thus far, the SEC has taken its time, the nicest way of saying it, when it comes to launching or allowing a Bitcoin ETF to actually go through. Let's see if this actually is something different, because the problem that the SEC and the CFTC have had before in the past is that whenever an entity such as NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange wants to do anything with Bitcoin, they have to have a custodian. So this is why I believe they have already elected to use Coinbase's custody arm and also the $200 million of insurance as a, insurance to, should everything, whatever kind of end up taking place. When I read this, I thought it was quite interesting because while I myself may discount Coinbase, they're going to be around for a very long time, especially because they are now in contact with and have close tidings with the New York Stock Exchange, and I'm pretty sure Fidelity and many other investment vehicles as well. Anyway, once again, New York Stock Exchange investing in Bitcoin, and this is just one of their actual things. Like, there are no actual real restrictions between an entity like being able to actually buy up cryptocurrency or even have it in some type of another trust, or someone doing it on their own part and then waiting for regulatory approval and simply transferring over the funds to another account, i.e. someone would be able to buy over the counter tons of Bitcoin, put it into an account that is known by everyone who's, the higher ups working there, and then they kind of wait for some type of regulatory approval to be able to announce that they're putting that into another area or section or some other type of custody. I still believe, without a shadow of a doubt, there's no way that the New York Stock Exchange is getting into all these things or looking into launching these things without holding an enormous amount of Bitcoin themselves. That's at least how I feel about it. Next up, The popular instant messaging platform known as WhatsApp now allows users to transfer Bitcoin and Litecoin via a new robot. Ahead of Facebook that also eyes WhatsApp audience for use of its stablecoin, the area of crypto transactions is getting wider as the crypto winter remains in the past. Now more platforms offer to conduct, crypto transactions for you. And they are not only exchanges or crypto wallets, even though some market players started targeting popular messaging platforms for introducing crypto payments. Now another company is joining the club on Sunday. They're known as Zulu Republic. They tweeted that they had launched a special bot for WhatsApp users to send and receive Bitcoin and Litecoin using the new Lite.im bot. They said, "We are happy to announce that from today, you can send and receive hashtag Bitcoin, hashtag Litecoin on hashtag WhatsApp via Lite.im. Try it yourself here, blah, 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 names, yada, yada, yada. To send or receive crypto through their new WhatsApp bot, you will need to install it and check on-screen prompts. The bot also enables users to earn some crypto by referring friends and ensuring they install it as well. At the moment, the bot has 2 language options, Spanish and English, apart from Bitcoin and Ethereum. It also allows the trading of their token, known as the Zulu Republic coin, or ZTX. I have a couple of feelings about this. One, I think it's incredibly cool. I think we need more stuff like this. The 1.0 or the 2.0 of my comment kind of goes down to the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Facebook owns WhatsApp and they also own Instagram. And with the imminent news that they're going to be launching their cryptocurrency, the Facebook coin or the Libra coin, whatever they're planning on calling it, leads me to believe that they're probably going to crack down on a lot of these bots and stuff like that are going to be floating through their platform, because they want people to use their cryptocurrency rather than the other cryptocurrencies that are kind of out there. I do not see a point anytime in the near future, at least in my view, that Facebook is going to allow Bitcoin or Litecoin onto the actual WhatsApp, Facebook, or Instagram platforms as a way of payment, simply because, once again, they're trying to get people to use their stable coin as a method of transacting money back and forth. Part of that problem that I have, just besides the fact that it's Facebook and that they're making a stable coin, the problem that I can foresee very easily, Facebook is very prone to bend under any type of slight pressure when it comes to anything that's happening around them. And I fear that probably what's going to happen is that as time moves forward and crypto regulation does actually come into effect, I feel like anyone who's using their platforms will be told to register through KYC AML thing. So that is to say, because governments have a huge problem with anti-money laundering, know your customer, etc., as Facebook is very large and as cryptocurrencies become even larger, I have a feeling that by the time we end up hitting a $100,000 to $150,000 Bitcoin, governments will react very quick, because they're going to want their piece of the pie. We spoke about this before, what have you. But this is also going to impact a lot of people who simply have, $10, $15 in the Facebook coin, or who maybe have $500, $600, $700, $800. You're going to be told, I can feel this coming. And part of the problem is that I feel like they're luring people in with the prospect of a cryptocurrency, but somewhere along the way, people on their platform, they're like, if you want to continue to have access to your money and to be able to message your friends and to talk to them, give us your name, your number, your address, your so-and-so, and your ID number, and your social security number, and, so-and-so. Continue having fun with your friends, but that leads to another issue where Facebook is collecting too much of our data. Once again, this is just kind of how I feel. I'm pretty sure a lot of you at least had a chill or a shudder as I was saying that, because you understand exactly where this is going. Facebook is a massive company, and they're not launching a cryptocurrency because they think that it sounds cool and they're trying to make life easier for you. They're trying to make themselves richer, and at some point they're going to fall under the regulatory bridge where pretty much if you are using their stablecoin or one of their platforms or have any type of access to their money, or money has been sent to you, you're going to have to give them more of your information. And this is where the prospect of a decentralized world comes into play, because once we start, and I really hope this actually ends up taking place. I'm a little afraid of the non-knowingness of people. Eventually, we will have decentralized versions or DApp versions of Bitcoin, WhatsApp, Instagram, so and so. Like, some company is going to create them. I have a very strange feeling that a number of people are going to stick to the old companies, and they're not going to understand why a decentralized platform where you don't have to give your information and you can do as you want on these platforms is pertinent to you as a person being able to live your life as you wish. Once again, this is just kind of how I feel. I'm still looking forward to the meteor striking the cryptocurrency space that is going to be this cryptocurrency from Facebook, especially as we have news that they have raised billions of dollars. I'm assuming that when they do issue this, it's probably, in my opinion, probably going to knock Tether out of its place. I have a feeling this coin is going to be one of the top 10 coins. It's probably going to be one of the more liquid ones as time ends up going on. Anyway, just kind of how I feel about it. I didn't mean to change the whole like happiness of, what are they called? Zulu Republic. Almost said Zulu Nation, of the Zulu Republic, allowing Bitcoin and Litecoin on WhatsApp, but I have a strange feeling that that'll be short-lived as Facebook clenches tighter and makes sure that they control the entirety, or at least a large part, of the market. So here's exactly what I was just talking about when we were talking about the New York Stock Exchange and the SEC. ETF.com's Dave Nadig says that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is still in information gathering mode regarding a Bitcoin ETF. He said, the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, is still in information gathering mode regarding a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, the managing director of ETF.com told CNBC on the 20th of May. Dave Nadig, managing director of a leading authority of ETFs, delivered his comments on the issue during an interview with the ETF Ed Show. Nadig said, it's clear that the SEC is still in information gathering mode. Technically, there are deadlines, but honestly, they, the SEC, can do what they want. They can kick this down the road until they are comfortable. It is clear from what we are hearing, end quote. While Nadig argued that an ETF will eventually be approved, he does not think it is imminent and could take at least a quarter. He added that regulators will get more comfortable as the market matures. Earlier today, the SEC announced that they would be delaying the so-and-so Van Eck, blah, 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 so blah, blah, blah. It is clear to me. I'm not sure what's happening. I don't know why this is a thing. The US, and this also plays into another story that we're going to have in a couple of minutes. The US is doing everything in their power to make sure that they are very far behind. I don't understand the point of delaying these ETFs. I don't know who behind the scenes is whispering into their ear that they should take a lot longer. There are so many other countries who have already come forward. They've already issued other Bitcoin ETFs, ETNs, ETPs. Is that a thing? Wait, what's the? Nope, never mind. I was thinking of the home security thing. I can't remember what the letters are, but I think it's ADP. Anyway, the point is, yeah, I mean, let them take as long as they want. It's fear in crypto only lasts for so long, and this is something that I've luckily figured out. No matter how many times you can try to scare the cryptocurrency community, at some point the rhetoric kind of gets old and people kind of move on with their lives because people remain heavily bullish on the cryptocurrency space. So I think that the SEC, my opinion, is holding back a Bitcoin ETF because they think that the market is not mature enough, or that they are not comfortable enough with the cryptocurrency space in order to be able to do so. There are bajillions of other things that are going to be launched before a Bitcoin ETF. I don't know exactly what to tell them, regardless of if the price of Bitcoin does actually end up shooting up. Because there's going to be an ETF, it's neither here nor there anymore. The market is going to continue to move. But I mean, nope, there's nothing nice I have to say. I mean, there's nothing that I could formulate into words in English that would even remotely sound nice from what I'm thinking right now. Like I said, let them take as long as they want. The cryptocurrency space will continue to move on. The longer that America takes with giving regulatory information, the quicker other countries, and more rapidly and more longer, the other currencies around the world, countries around the world end up adopting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies even more, which you're going to see in a couple of minutes when we get to the next story, because it's the numbers are there. It's completely insane. Next up, an average Bitcoin investor in Korea, or South Korea, has dumped more fiat money, that is paper money, than the one in other countries, revealed Crypto Compare. The London-based data analytics firm found that the cryptocurrency exchange BitHum has received over $16 billion worth of fiat money in April alone. The firm further noted that Upbit, a BitHum rival, posted the second best influx of fiat-based capital at around $7.5 billion in the same month. That is a lot of billions in 1 month flowing into cryptocurrencies. And where are they happening? In Asia. At the same time, US-based exchanges Coinbase, Gemini, and Kraken paled in comparison, posting between 1 to 5 billion each. That is 1 to 5 billion each, compared to 7.5 billion and $16 billion on just 2 cryptocurrency exchanges. Here's a little list right here. The fiat statistics were similar, if not the same, in months before the Bitcoin price boom. Both BitHum and Upbit topped the monthly fiat to crypto volume in February and March of this year, revealing that South Korean investors were accumulating cryptocurrencies better than others ahead of the 2nd of April, the date on which the Bitcoin price popped through a rigorous resistance area. Nevertheless, crypto to fiat volumes on BitHum dropped in April despite a favorable buying sentiment. The statistics, however, remained higher compared to the rest of the cryptocurrency exchanges, including Upbit, whose crypto to fiat trading activity went up in April. The point is, for those who were not here in 2017 or the beginning of 2018, I will give you a little bit of history. We noticed very, very fast, and this is why I do not use CoinMarketCap, because they... So, the point is, in 2017, we realized that while all 95% of our news was coming out of America about Coinbase and Kraken and how cool this was and how much money's flowing into the cryptocurrency space, other people were like, if you look over there, there's a lot more money than we actually have over here. In 2017, South Korea and Japan dominated the cryptocurrency space. They were in charge of the movements. Do you want to know why? Because even their governments in some sort of way have let them know exactly what's going to happen with cryptocurrencies. They may not have all the rules. They may not have all the things written into law, whatever the actual case might be. But they have moved on from this entire idea of a security and the ICO and so and so. Their governments have already said, this is what it is. This is how it works. This is how it's going to be. Whatever I'm trying to say. They're dominating once again because they see exactly where this is going. I remember there was a discussion that happened, and now take this how you will. It comes down to the fact that a large part of Asia for a very long time was not part of the rest of the world's economic sphere. SWIFT in the United States and Europe for some reason did not care, and still do not care to a large part, about South America, Africa, and large parts of Asia until they began to develop. And all this money, when the major countries realized that they could get money from Asia, this is when they started saying, hey, my friend, come over to me. The fact of the matter is that Asia, most of Asia, went through a period where they did not have checks. They did not have SWIFT, so they were simply transacting in cash. And what ended up happening at the end of the 90s, mid-2000s, is that they did this transition directly over into either digital payments with the QR codes and sometimes with cards. But now what it's mostly become in Asia is that you tap your phone onto something, you scan something with your phone, and that is how your payment ends up working. So the thing that it had to be a year ago, they were talking about why people in Asia have such a larger influence on the cryptocurrency space than other places is simply because they live more in a digital world and they understand the actual prospects of digital currencies. They can understand it a bit more because usually everything that they do is completely digital. They kind of went from the 70s when they were usually just completely in fiat until around the 2000s where people were maybe in their 20s, 30s, and 40s, and they only grew up knowing this kind of digital world. So my opinion, what's going to end up happening is that once again, Asia is going to dominate the cryptocurrency space, and it's because of kind of things like this. It also leads you to a situation where not even to generalize, it's more like a numbers game. People in Asia actually do a lot more investing than people in the West. The idea comes from, according to the things that I've read and the documentaries that I've seen, is that people in the West have lived a generally very comfortable life, and people in the East, if you kind of want to use that term, they are just getting to terms with the fact that they, can invest in things. A lot of their countries have opened up more digital economy, more whatever, so and so and so. And this is why you see when you look around at real estate trends and stuff like that, it's usually people from China and other parts of Asia who are kind of buying up everything because they understand the idea of investing more. They understand the long-term prospects of investing more. And this isn't really a mindset that a lot of people within the States, North America, or Europe actually have. It's more like a we've gotten, as a people, a lot more used to relaxing and enjoying life when we should. Like, I'm trying not to get into the whole, like, what's it called? Like, retirement crisis, which is going on across Asia. Across Europe and the States right now. But it's kind of that same exact thing. People in Asia tend to invest a lot more heavily than other people in the West would. And this is going to continue even with cryptocurrencies. I would not be surprised at all if we end up having multiple crypto billionaires in Asia over the next year or two, simply because of how heavily that they actually invest in the cryptocurrency space. Anyway, the point is, so going on the coin market cap thing, for those who do not know why I don't use it as my price metric, is because in 2017, Asia was once again dominating. Like, we had charts at least once a week showing exactly how much money Asia was putting in, exactly how much influence they had in the cryptocurrency prices. And one of the coins that people in Japan liked a lot was actually XRP. And XRP was dominating in the market, and the people from CoinMarketCap removed all the Korean exchanges and I believe some other Asian exchanges from their actual price metrics, and it caused a huge amount of the market, and especially XRP, to actually dip in price. Theorize what you will. I believe it was some side of insider thing taking place, even though we do not have insider trading rules and stuff in the cryptocurrency space yet. Anyway, what it stands right now is that South Korea, and I'm pretty sure we're going to get news about Japan within the next couple of weeks, going to be dominating the cryptocurrency space. Take it how you will. This is why I love investing. It's like one of my favorite things. I've tried to find other hobbies. I found like one or two, but crypto and investing is like my 99% of what I do with all my time. I try to invest as much as possible, and I try to get other people into investing, but I've noticed even over the last couple of years, there are just a lot of people who don't find it necessary. I'm sure they're not listening, but I still love them. I have a lot of friends who I've mentioned before about investing, putting money into the market, putting money into some market, buying something that could be worth something later on in the future, whether that's real estate or art or something. And the common message that I get is, well, I don't have to worry about investing until I'm like 50. A lot of people think for some reason that you don't have to think about investing or your retirement or not even working at all until you're around 50 something. And that's not really how it works. If you invest properly right now, especially if you are in your 20s or even 30s, you can retire very, very quick. I haven't mentioned this before because it's not kind of the basis of this channel. YouTube something called FIRE retirement. I think it's Financial Independence Retire Early, thus the FIRE retirement. There are a large number of people who worked their behinds off for about a good 3, 4, 5 years, saved up everything, sold all the stuff that they didn't need, and all the money that they saved, they ended up buying 3, 4, 5 studio apartments, and that now pays their life, and they are retired at the age of 35. So if you get a chance, first of all, everyone has at least 5 minutes free a day. Don't lie. YouTube it, FIRE retirement, try to change your life. Just a little heads up for what the future holds. Next up, a fintech research institute established by China's central bank, the People's Bank of China, or the PBOC, has posted several new job openings for blockchain talent. The 3 listings were published to Chinese recruitment website Lagoo on the 21st of May. As its profile on Lagoo outlines, the Shenzhen Fintech Research Institute is a unit jointly organized by the People's Bank of China's Digital Currency Research Institute, the Shenzhen Local Financial Supervisory Bureau. Oh my gosh, this name. Listen to this. It is organized by the People's Bank of China's Digital Currency Research Institute, the Shenzhen Local Financial Supervisory Bureau, and the Fujian District People's Government. They couldn't have shortened that to something like, that is the longest title I've ever heard in my entire life. It is tasked with the spearheading in fintech and digital currency related development projects under the aegis of the central bank and the Shenzhen municipal government. The new listing for blockchain talents have been posted as part of a broader recruitment effort, with openings for a total of 29 positions. The institute is specifically seeking to fill 3 new roles: a blockchain development engineer, a blockchain architect, and a senior technical expert. This is news because, one, China keeps banning cryptocurrency in some sort of other way. They keep hiring people for cryptocurrency and blockchain technology institution leaders, something along the way, trying to build stuff. And it's fairly certain, I'm pretty sure, that the Chinese government or the central bank is probably going to issue their own cryptocurrency. I could also even see them in their own way. Wow, sorry. I could even see them actually, and stay with me here. I can see them allowing Bitcoin in China, but it would need to be kind of the same exact thing that Venezuela is doing, where if you want to send Bitcoin in or out of the country, it has to go through a third party so the government knows exactly what you're sending. I think it'll happen eventually, but I think they're more concerned with creating their own little bubble as far as their own little crypto sphere, cryptocurrency blockchain space, so that they can get more comfortable with it and understand exactly how much of it they can control. But yeah, this is going to continue happening. It's just a really weird place when it comes to cryptocurrency. They keep banning stuff, but they also have like their own, like, I think it's like every 3 months they release their own like cryptocurrency rankings or ratings. And it's like, why would you be doing that if you've banned it? And like that initiative also comes from the government. It's kind of weird. I don't know. I can't read this, but here's the actual job listing for those who may be interested, who are in China and want to work for them. I don't know. To kind of finish things off, we end things on a wonderful note. JP Morgan Chase has recently warned that Bitcoin at the current moment is heavily above its intrinsic value. And I explained to you why I celebrate them saying this. It's because this is not the first time that this has happened. For those of you who may be relatively new or just getting back into the cryptocurrency space, this is something that we have dealt with for quite a long amount of time. The people from JP Morgan Chase are financial bullies. That's kind of the nicest way of saying it. They have made sure for a very long time that they talk negatively about Bitcoin. When Bitcoin popped above $8,000, their analysts came out seconds after stating that Bitcoin was too overvalued. Bitcoin's price was too high. It's moving way too fast. Everyone has to watch out. It's going to crash. It's going to fall down. Part of the problem is this would have terrified me. If this was the first time that they had said this, I would have been frightened for at least half a second, thinking that JP Morgan Chase, one of the largest financial institutions in the world, maybe knew exactly what they were talking about. But the problem is, like I said, they've been doing this for a very long amount of time. They make sure that the fear mongering is definitely there. JP Morgan has issued a dramatic warning over Bitcoin markets. December 20th, 2018, JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon says Bitcoin is a fraud that will eventually blow up. The 12th of September, 2017, governments will close down Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies if they get too big, because he clearly understands that governments are able to close down Bitcoin. Whenever somebody tells you that a government is going to, or anybody is going to close down Bitcoin or simply unplug it from the wall, please laugh in their face and just walk away. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. Anyone who thinks that you can just unplug one box and then Bitcoin is done. This was actually a huge thing that came about in 2017. And I guess they learned to shut their mouths. Nicest way. Those are the nicest words I could find. When they realized that, when other people realized that they were lying, it was a huge thing in 2017 as prices started to slowly move up. People said, well, why would you invest in a digital currency? I mean, what if somebody just unplugs Bitcoin? Then where's your money? Yeah, where's your money? Where's your money? I mean, I don't know. You need a centralized thing in order to be able to control these things. You need it. Like, it was just really weird, like watching these people on the news not understand anything that they were talking about. Continuing on, Jamie Dimon slams Bitcoin as a fraud. Jamie Dimon versus Bitcoin versus JP Morgan, a timeline of the tantrums. Jamie Dimon has outdone himself. And I mean, when you really look at all of it, for those who are not looking at the screen, the last article says, Jamie Dimon says, I really don't give a crap about Bitcoin. You know what word I was trying not to use. 31st of October, 2018. He's made an effort at least 5 times over the last 2 years. He's made sure to state, I don't care about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not important. No one's going to use Bitcoin over and over and over. And the weirdest part for me is that he keeps on saying that he doesn't care about it. He's done talking about it. No one cares about Bitcoin. But a week and a half later, good old Jamie rears his head once again and starts talking about exactly how much he doesn't like Bitcoin. And I've said before in many other, maybe not even many other videos, maybe even just sometime towards the end of 2017, in finance, you don't talk about or care about anything that is smaller than you are. There's a reason why JP Morgan Chase isn't talking about this bank or bank in the Philippines or bank in South Africa. There's a reason why Jamie Dimon is so obsessed with Bitcoin, because he understands the prospects of what Bitcoin is, and he wants it to go away because he understands exactly where this is all going. On a podcast I was listening to, they said, in the future, why would you want to use a traditional banking institution as opposed to using a cryptocurrency? This person was actually even kind of polite to XRP, which I found very interesting, especially when they were very pro Bitcoin. The idea is that as cryptocurrencies continue to mature and more people use them for payments around the world, would you rather use a system that charges you around 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7% to send money to the other side of the world, charges you whenever you swipe your card, or charges the person who you are actually buying something from, 2.5%? Would you rather use that system, or would you rather use something like the Lightning Network, where the fee is 1 Satoshi? Or would you rather use something like XRP, and it's fragments of cents? That is to say CENTS, not SENSE. What's going to end up happening is that people around the world are going to adopt cryptocurrencies. Banks will not have a choice but to adopt cryptocurrencies, and it's just kind of how it is. So for any of you who saw this earlier, got frightened, I noticed the market moving down a tiny bit after this news came out. Stop paying attention to them. I don't give them any time on the channel. I just thought that it was necessary to let other people know that you should not be worried. JP Morgan is not the first, and they will not be the last bank who warns about Bitcoin, who says that Bitcoin is horrible. You can find articles all the way back from 2014, 13, when Bitcoin's price started moving up, about, all the analytics and people looking into it further. Why would if you didn't care about it and it had no basis on your business or taking anything away from the money in your pocket, why would analysts from JP Morgan Chase come forward talking about a cryptocurrency that they want nothing to do with and that won't do anything to them? Clearly, there's a bit of fear, a lot of fear. They've been talking about this for a very long time. What's interesting to note is that I read another article. What's interesting to note is that for a very long time, JP Morgan Chase, as a company, kept on saying that Bitcoin had no value. And the fact that they have even announced that Bitcoin has intrinsic value in some sort of way should let you know that they understand that Bitcoin, even if it's worth a cent, JP Morgan has come forward and said that Bitcoin has some type of value. I still believe Bitcoin is incredibly undervalued, and I'm waiting for the day when JP Morgan Chase announces a Bitcoin bond, a Bitcoin treasury deposit, or that they're going to be allowing cryptocurrency trading on their platform. It's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen in 2019. I want to say 2020, 2021. It's going to happen. But anyway, yeah, this is how life is for everybody in the cryptocurrency space. Don't even give them an ounce of your time as he continues to obsess over Bitcoin. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Hope it's absolutely fantastic. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Professor Wally from Gunbot University, SC Verzely Fine Art, Crypto and Beer Shipmate, Brady Niels, L. Doug, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, Shaolin Fried Rice, Gilbo, Snake Crypto, Joe, Mohair, Maroney, Carl Birchenoff, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Rai, Yasha Harari, Amy Starsheen, Jeffrey Ramsey, Crypnotic, Clarity Snowden, Crypto Artist, Cody 3D, Nicholas, One Earth, One Piece, One Love, Setsuna, Nick Kanaya, Richie Rich, The Third, RF Dusty, Cody, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Minting Coins, Arthur Yako, Nick, Manjela Vodi, and Anthony Charles. Thank you all very, very much for your support. I do appreciate it. I got scared for some reason as I was reading off the list that I had left something on the stove. I don't think I did. I think I just ate. I don't remember. Now I'm really paranoid and now I have to go check the stove. Anyway, Market's doing still pretty okay. Certain coins are going up. I think there's an anticipation that the market is going to continue to move upward. Binance coin is almost at $30 a coin. Absolutely incredible. I don't think there was any significant Binance news that has come out over the last 24-hour period that would warrant a jump up in price. Or it could just be the general news that we've been getting over the last couple of weeks about the usage of Binance coin and the future uses of Binance coin. I'm waiting to see when the Leo token is going to launch. I think Leo is from the people from Bitfinex. They announced they were launching their own crypto. And where the Facebook coin is going to launch, or rather land on all of this. Tether has a circulating supply, well, rather market cap of 2.88 billion. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yeah, right. Hope you all enjoyed. Great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening. I hope you all enjoyed. For some reason, chain link is going up. Yeah. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. And I'll talk to you all soon. See you.